This winter, the Insta360 X5 ended up becoming a pretty major part of how we filmed our snowboard season. From road trips and resort guides to park laps, powder days, and long days filming on the mountain, this camera was with us through almost all of it. Over the last few seasons, I filmed with GoPro, Insta360 X4, and now the X5. At this point, I got a pretty good feel as to what matters when filming snowboarding content. Not necessarily the tech or specs, but more the practical stuff, like how easy it is to use while riding, if it survives being tossed in and out of your jacket pocket all day, how it handles cold temperatures, and whether or not the footage is actually worth editing afterwards. So after using the X5 for basically the entire 2025-2026 season, I'm here to share my experience with it. Before switching over to Insta360, I filmed primarily with GoPro. Then, for the 2024-2025 season, I picked up the X4 and used it for a full winter, and pretty quickly realized I preferred that style of filming for snowboard content. This year, I was accepted into the Insta360 Winter Ambassador Program, and they sent over the X5 Essentials bundle for the season. By the end of the winter, it had become our go-to camera for almost everything. Resort guides, travel footage, follow cams, cinematic shots, chairlift clips. It covered a little bit of everything. The biggest thing I noticed using the X5 throughout the season was how simple the experience felt. Most of the time, it was just a matter of turning it on and filming. And when you're out riding all day, that convenience makes a big difference. We usually only carried the camera itself and the selfie stick, so the setup stayed fairly minimal. Most days, I would just throw it into my jacket pocket between runs. There were definitely moments where carrying the stick and the camera felt a little annoying, especially after a long day, but overall, it never felt overly intrusive. Using the selfie stick while filming also becomes surprisingly natural after a while. At first, you are very aware of it. It would throw you off, especially when hitting jumps or riding park. But eventually, your shoulder gets a little bit stronger and it starts to feel like a part of your regular setup. Where the X5 really stands out is the variety of shots you can capture with it. For snowboard content especially, the ability to film in 360 changes the way you approach filming entirely. You stop worrying so much about perfectly framing every shot while riding. Instead, you can focus more on the moment itself and just adjust the framing afterwards in editing. That makes follow cams significantly easier. Tree runs looked especially good with this camera, particularly when multiple riders are weaving in and out of different lines close together. The third-person perspective also adds a really unique look to snowboarding footage. And for travel videos or resort guides, being able to quickly switch between cinematic shots, action clips, and more traditional vlog-style footage made the camera really versatile throughout the season. The amount of settings that this camera has isn't actually overwhelming, and it makes the filming process a lot easier, particularly pure video mode that brightens up cloudy days, which are most days on the mountain. There were also a few things I learned pretty quickly after using the camera long term that I don't think get mentioned very often. Editing 360 footage definitely comes with a bit of a learning curve. Before bringing clips into your editing program, I use Final Cut, you first need to import them into the Insta360 software on your computer and then export them as MP4 files and then drag them into your editing program. So compared to standard footage, there's an extra step involved. At first, it slowed my workflow down quite a bit, but after a while, it just became a part of the process and I knew how to prep accordingly. Also, the file sizes are massive. By the end of this season, I had accumulated a pretty ridiculous amount of footage. I started relying on editing and proxy just to keep projects manageable. When filming in 360, you also end up spending a lot more time reviewing the footage because there's simply more happening within each clip. As smooth as the overall experience was, there were still a few frustrating moments throughout the season. A couple of times we thought we had filmed in 360 mode, only to realize afterward that the camera had been set to regular mode. Missing good shots that way was pretty painful. I also learned fairly quickly that using the proper SD card actually matters quite a bit with these cameras. At one point, I was using a slower card and the stabilization performance became noticeably inconsistent. The footage ended up looking rough and was pretty much unusable at that point. The selfie sticks are also not indestructible. I've had one break during a trip before and another bend after a pretty minor fall. So that's probably one accessory I'd recommend having a backup if you travel often.
No, I see it, but it's far up. I'll get it. Sticks broken, Kel.
One area where the X5 impressed me quite a bit was cold weather performance. The 2025-2026 season especially had some really cold days, and the camera handled itself surprisingly well. The battery life stayed consistent, we didn't run into any freezing issues, and the Essentials bundle made charging on road trips pretty straightforward. The fast dual battery charger ended up being really useful while traveling in the van. We also stopped using the lens covers fairly early because they would occasionally fog up or trap moisture after crashes. Without them, the camera still held up really well throughout the season. Durability was something I was initially cautious about, especially with the exposed lenses and snowboarding, but after a full season, the camera still looks fairly new. No scratches, no damage, no real issues despite being used constantly. I used to worry about cracking a lens if I didn't have the covers on. However, new with the X5, Insta360 now offers lens replacement kits, giving the user some peace of mind that you can just replace the lens yourself rather than having to send the camera in or buying a whole new camera altogether. After using the Insta360 X5, I think the biggest takeaway is how easy it is to use. It's simple, reliable, and versatile enough to pretty much film everything you need and more. There's still a few trade-offs when filming in 360 mode, mainly storage space and editing time. But for me, the creative flexibility outweighs those downsides. By the end of the season, we were pretty much using it for 95% of our mountain footage. And off the mountain too. At one point, I realized filming became almost too easy, which also meant sorting through way too much footage afterwards. Looking back on the season now, a lot of the moments were captured and filmed on this camera. The road trips, the powder days, the park laps, the chairlift conversations. It documented a pretty big part of this winter. And I think that's ultimately what makes a camera like this so valuable. Not just the image quality, but how easy it is to capture moments that otherwise might have been missed.
That was so good!
So if you're someone creating snowboard content, travel videos, or action sports content in general, I could definitely see why cameras like this have become so popular. If you're interested, I'll leave the links to our setup we used throughout the season down below. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to make sure you never miss a mountain guide, adventure, or gear review video, hit that subscribe button. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.